Okay everybody, it's Dr. D. I'm going to do a little ammo review as I'm currently stocking a bit, being that I live in the People's Republic of California and have a new 40 cal. I took a shot at this stuff called Fedarm, which has an interesting, at least for my nerdy brain, new bullet. They look like little lipsticks. But the deal here is these things are supposed to have a different interaction with the barrel because they are polymer coated, kind of like that Herder's stuff, which is nylon coated. These things look like they're spray polymer coated. These are 340 cal bullets, obviously, and you can see they look a little dirty around the rims near the flat points, and that probably, it rubs off to an extent but not completely. That's probably an area in which the polymer coating, which is supposedly 3 layers thick, is starting to wear off. Nevertheless, the idea on these bullets is they're supposed to make less friction in the barrel, and they're inexpensive, so what the hell. I took a shot at it. I bought the smallest container, which is 500 bullets. And first of all, the buying experience, it was okay. You know, these things are supposed to come in a bulk pack, which they did, but they're also, the bulk pack, by claims on the website, is supposed to be a tear-proof poly bag. Well, here's the bag they came in, and this is the tear that was already in it inside the box. So that was not so great. This was simply placed within a heavy-duty box, and the box is heavy-duty. Their shipping container is high quality. They could have padded it, though, or done something to make it less likely to have rounds shuffling around in there. On the other hand, I did notice something new, or what appears to be new. They've got this notice in there, and it's a little teeny piece of paper. And basically it reads that they're having a third-party contract loader load their ammo. Now, if you look online, at least when I did, there's very little data on these Fedarm poly bullets. There are a couple reviews here and there, and they vary the gamut. Some sites saying they're great, and some sites saying they don't even fire, the primers are loaded improperly, and this little slip may indicate they're having a third party do it. Now, the primers look fine to me, and I did shoot some of this today, which I'll report on when I clean my handy Glock 22, and we see to what extent the polymer here makes a difference, at least with regards to residue, which is one of the other claims. Okay everybody, so as not to be boring beyond belief, I've field stripped Mr. Glock. Here he is, just showing you the inside. One thing I did notice on firing, one, I fired about 70 of these bullets today. Not a single problem feeding, not a single problem firing. The accuracy was reasonably good compared to other reloads. This is reload ammunition. So compared to other reloads, it's fine. I did not collect any of the bullet ends, any of the actual bullets, and the reason, practically speaking, is because I was at an indoor range. It's not like they're going to let me go down range to go fumbling around looking for one of these things, which would have been in the backstop anyway. But nevertheless, this red material, you would imagine, would be all over the place if indeed there was going to be a problem with shedding, which is some of the things, or one of the things that people online have been saying about this lovely stuff. I did notice the barrel, the slide at least, heated up a whole lot less with this bullet than it did with any other metal jacketed bullet I've used. So that claim, I'm going to say, with very little data, is probably correct. And I haven't cleaned this thing yet, but I have noticed that the amount of residue that I normally see, my Glock smile, underneath the polymer end adjacent to the barrel, was a whole lot less than I usually see, even for 70 rounds. This stuff is not really dirty, and that probably represents less copper getting into the system. I don't know how clean their powder is. But I'm going to clean this barrel now and see if any red stuff comes out. But just opening up the gun, it doesn't look any different than if I'd shot anything else. I don't see any kind of polymer anything here right now. Okay, I just ran a simple nylon brush, a cigar cleaner, through the barrel, and of course put our friend back together. And to tell you the truth, there's nothing red here, just a tiny little bit of particulate matter, which is probably burned up powder. but I don't see anything significant with regards to anything red that I would expect to see on the end of one of these puppies. So to tell you the truth, at this point I'm relatively impressed. I think these things fire well. They're inexpensive. At this point I bought 500 of them shipped for less than 110 bucks. And they got here in reasonable time. They weren't really rapid regarding the rate at which they shipped. But I'll probably order these again. My suggestion to the company, for whatever purpose they may have for hearing it, would be, I think you want to put these in heavy-duty poly bags the way you said, and I'd put them in smaller bunches so people can stock it. Because particularly people in California, who knows how the heck this ammo FFL mess that went into, with it passed the legislature or the vote last year is going to affect our ability to buy ammo, particularly online or mail order. That may all have to go through an FFL here soon. So it'd be nice when you find stuff that's inexpensive and functions well, particularly if it may at least theoretically wear your barrel less. It may be nice to be able to stock that or stockpile it. And if you put this in better than this ridiculous trash bag they shipped it in, well, then you could buy it and actually do that. So my preliminary review is I like the stuff, and I'm going to shoot the rest of it, obviously. And the reports that I read indicating that it may have a problem with regards to function, at least in my Glock 22, which agreeably eats everything like a shark at a old Jaws rerun. This thing eats everything. I've not had much malfunction with it. So I don't know if the people who had the problems before just had finicky guns or what the deal was, or maybe this third-party loader that they currently have has helped them make their quality control to the extent that this stuff functions better. So the only thing I'd say is get the poly bags going, make the heavy-duty jump that you say you're going to make, and go from there. So for what it's worth, have a good one.